So that stem that I picked off was exactly 2 cups of flowers, which is what you need for this recipe. So you just take off the flowers, and we're going to be infusing the milk and the cream with these here. Now, I've never made this before, so I don't know what's going to happen. There is a bitterness to this flour if you cook it too long. So because cream is so expensive, I'm just going to heat it up with 1 cup of milk and the flowers. In case it doesn't work out, I don't want to waste that cream. So I'm just going to heat it up and bring it to almost a boil, and then I'll strain out the flowers. And I'll taste the milk and see how strong the flavor is. So like I said, okay, I just brought it to almost a boil. You can maybe see some steam coming up. Now I shut off the heat, and I'm going to cover it and let the flowers steep. So in the meantime, I've measured out a cup of heavy cream, and just putting this in the larger measuring container that I'm going to strain out the milk mixture into. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to heat this cream up in the microwave with the amount of sugar, and you can put it in as much as you want, or artificial sweetener, whatever you want to use, and so that it'll be ready for the infused milk. So there's the cream. I'm going to put in the sugar, and just going to dissolve the sugar. Now I'm going to go check my flour water. Okay, I can't really do it with both hands, but I'm going to add in some cardamom just to infuse a little bit with something, because I tried it and it's very mild, the flavor of the flowers, so I'm just going to give it a little oomph. I've got the strainer, and I'm just going to pour the milk mixture through the strainer. Okay, I've strained it through. Just getting out all of the... I'm going to taste it. I just have this feeling it's just not really going to have a good taste, or it's not going to taste like anything. Actually, yeah, it's got a nice taste. Good. Woo! Okay, just a sec. Okay, now you put in 3 egg yolks and 1 full egg. And I'll have to do that off camera because I don't have a tripod. So you should do this, have your stuff prepared. Like me, beat it in slowly until it's smooth. Now what I'm going to do is the same pot that I infused the milk in. I'm going to put water in there, and then I'm going to transfer this into it so that it's like a double boiler. Just a sec. Okay, so you also add in a pinch of salt. I'm going to have to change this to cooking in a dog kennel. Anyways, you want this to thicken up a bit. I've never made this before, so I don't know if I'm doing it right. Okay, I had it on here for quite a while. It didn't seem to be thickening. Then I checked some other recipes for ice cream, and a lot of the recipes say to use a teaspoon of corn flour. So I went ahead and did that, and now it is starting to thicken up a bit. So now what they say to do is to just pour it into that ice cream bowl and freeze it right in the bowl. But everything I've read up on ice cream is it's very important that you aerate it during the freezing process. I'm going to put it in the machine and let it spin around, but because of the temperature, it's probably going to melt. You know, it's frozen now, but it'll melt it. So I'm going to, just to see what happens, run it through the Cuisinart like you're supposed to. So I don't know if it would work if the liquid is quite warm. And then I will put it in the freezer. And I'm going to take it out every hour and stir it. Not with this thing, with a plastic, with this thing here. Oops. With this thing. Oops, that thing. That's what I used for another recipe. So it has visibly thickened now, so I'm going to just go ahead and pour it into the ice cream machine. Okay, as you can see, it's very liquidy still. It's been in there for a good 20 minutes, I would say. And it's not frozen, it's not doing anything. So what I'm going to do is cover it with plastic and take it out every once in a while and give it a stir in this thing. And I'm going to try another recipe now. The one I'm going to try now is called Kulfi. It is an Indian ice cream. It sounds delicious. Made into little phallic symbols there. But it sounds really good. The ingredients are 6 1/4 cups of full-fat milk, 3 cardamom pods, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a cup of pistachios, and rose petals to decorate. It requires a little bit more work, but so what? I made a mess in the kitchen, I might as well keep going. Okay, so milk goes in the saucepan. You heat it up, bring it to a boil, turn the temperature down, and leave it there for 1 hour. Take 3 cardamom pods and crush them and throw them in there with the shells and all into the milk and let it simmer and infuse and steep in the milk while it's reducing. So you want to reduce it down to about 2 cups or so, and it should take about 1.5 hours. Okay, you need half a cup of pistachios. So I prepared the coffee grinder again. You use about half of them and grind them to a powder, and then the other half you slice for decoration. Okay, so you take it off to cool, and you can put your sugar in there. Stir it in, make sure it's dissolved, and then just leave it all to cool. Okay, so you strain the milk mixture and set aside to cool. Then you can go ahead and stir in your pistachios, the ones that you ground up. If you slice some other ones, those are mainly for decoration. Okay, sorry about the shadow, it really sucks in here at night. Anyway, so the other stuff, the lilacs, it's been in the freezer for a while, so I'm going to just put it in the machine here and see what happens. I've been stirring it every every hour or so too. Okay, the light is really bad. So I put in the pistachios and I'm just going to stir it. Now traditionally these are put into special molds, but I'm going to put it into the other ice cream bowl. Now because the other machine, the other bowl is on the machine, I'm just going to put this stuff directly right into the freezer. I don't know if you can see that, but it's thickened up quite a bit, but it's still too soft, so we'll see what happens. Now, as I mentioned before, one thing I do not like about this model is while you're leaving it out to churn, there's an opening in here and, you know, stuff can fall in it. So I've taken a bag and I'm going to put it on top just in case. It's looking pretty good, pretty creamy. I can't see it getting hard just sitting out on the counter like this. So you see it's jiggling. It's very runny still. And it's been going for 20 minutes. So I did, when I was looking at these, they did say that the temperature of your freezer can have a lot to do with it. But I don't know. I just can't see it. So I'm just going to cover it with plastic and stick it in the freezer again. Okay, this is the stuff I made with the lilacs. And it's creamy looking. It looks just like ice cream, I would say. The Indian, the Kulfi, is just a solid block. But that didn't get stirred very much, so I'm going to leave it out for a little bit so it melts and I can stir it. And then we'll see what happens. Clearly, you know, the machine is not working the way it's supposed to, because you're supposed to be able to take the mixture, pour it into these bowls, put it in here, and turn it on for 20 minutes, and it's done. And that's not what's happening. So I'm doing something wrong. If anybody knows, I think it's probably has something to do with the temperature of the freezer. So if anybody knows how to fix this, I would appreciate it. Because, I mean, doing it like this is a very long process. I mean, it tastes great. And, you know, I don't mind, but I'm sure glad I didn't buy a brand new machine, because it's not really working like they say it does. And of course, it could be my fault, but I don't know how to fix it. So if anybody knows, please give me a shout and let me know, or do a video or something. Thanks.